Hey you. So here's a fun little backstory for you guys. Wakanda Forever comes out in theaters everywhere today. Today is Friday the 11th as I'm filming this. But I actually got to see it with my cousin last night. So Mina, if you're watching this, thank you for watching Wakanda Forever with me. Also, like, not related to the video in any way, you may have noticed a little change in location. Usually I film my videos in my living room, but because the weather is cloudy today and we're expecting rain soon, and also we're in mid-November, which means the days are shorter, this is all I gotta work with. So I'm actually gonna be making two videos. I'm gonna make a spoiler-free review and a spoiler review. So just a heads up, this is the spoiler version of my review. Don't say I didn't warn you. If you'd like to see another in-depth review of Wakanda Forever, I recommend checking out my spoiler-free review, which I will link in the title card or the description down below. And I do have my computer with me. Yeah, I have a little googly eye in reference to everything everywhere all at once. If you see me looking at my computer, it's because I typed like a lot of notes for this video and for the other one. But yeah, let's get into it, yeah? So that beginning hit me like a brick, especially knowing the events of the first movie where the healing herb had been destroyed. It's like it was meant to happen, but I didn't want it to happen, but it is what it is. It's funny how life works like that, you know? When the Queen spoke at, I think it was the UN, and she exposed America and France's attempts to steal vibranium, smirks and snaps, like, and she didn't even have to do anything. Like, this was all the Dora Milaje. It was awesome. I loved it. Honestly, based on that scene, I don't think Wakanda owes the world vibranium. I feel other countries would abuse its power and strip the main source down to dust. I mean, what do you think? Let's discuss this in the comments down below. Although Aneka, Michaela Coel's character, didn't have as much screen time as I had hoped, she actually proved to be a valuable asset, and I love how she was the Midnight Angel with Okoye. Also, as mentioned in the teaser reaction, she can rock a bald head, especially with that makeup, like, whoo! If you saw my previous videos, you know I had a theory as to how Riri and Shuri met. In the teaser reaction, I mentioned this. Okay, this is just a theory that I have. I think when they introduce Ironheart, she is a student at MIT, hence why they might have filmed at MIT. I don't know, this is the Bostonian in me coming out. Or maybe Shuri and Riri met at MIT, hence how they know each other. I actually had two theories, but the first one was correct. So basically, yeah, I was right. Yep. High five me, y'all. I'm glad Ironheart's suit doesn't look exactly like Iron Man's. I actually like the heart-shaped butterfly wings. At first I thought the suit looked like a crossover of the Transformers and Eve from Wall-E. Although she couldn't leave Wakanda with the suit, I'm actually looking forward to the new suit in the upcoming series. And yeah, she's definitely gonna have more time to develop it to her liking. Speaking of Riri, I'm a little curious as to her motives. How does she know about vibranium, and why did she build a machine for the CIA? Like, how does an MIT student like her end up working for the CIA? So one of the scenes in particular that I like to point out is when Ramonda said, "My entire family is gone," it actually turns out Shuri wasn't dead, she was just missing. Like, not us thinking that Shuri was gonna be the one to fall. When Ramonda was yelling at Okoye, it's like she was yelling at me. Only an actor with a superpower level of acting can evoke that kind of emotion to its audience. So, okay, one of the biggest spoilers in this movie, oh my goodness, no one was expecting the Queen to fall, and to see Shuri witness that broke my heart. I usually don't cry in movies, but when it involves a parent or a loved one dying, that's when it gets personal. As sad as it was to see her go, I really hope Angela Bassett truly gets the flowers that she deserves. So the one thing that's floating over my head for this movie is, I remember when Shuri and Ramonda had some alone time, and Ramonda was telling Shuri that there was something T'Challa wanted to tell her, or maybe it was something Ramonda told T'Challa before he died. And this was like before they got interrupted by the Ummul-Khair. Maybe I missed it, but did Ramonda end up telling Shuri what she needed to say before she died? Or was this in the scene when Shuri saw her in the ancestral plane for the second time? Also, speaking of the ancestral plane, oh my gosh, another big spoiler for this movie. Killmonger. Let me tell you, my heart jumped. I'm really happy that Michael B. Jordan returned for this movie, and rightfully so. So you know what the face-off between Shuri and the Ummul-Khair reminded me of? So this might sound like a spoiler on top of a spoiler, but and this has nothing to do with the MCU at all, but Aang's final battle in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Aang decides not to kill Ozai, but instead he takes his powers away. So the way that I see this with Wakanda Forever is that instead of Shuri killing her opponent, she spares his life under specific conditions. So I'm really happy that it didn't end up with blood on her hands. So on a lighter note, this went over my head at first, but when Okoye saves Ross, she's like, ooh, a colonizer in chains. Like, it's some kind of fantasy. Like, everyone in the auditorium was cracking up. I love that Okoye got to be the comic relief of the movie, along with Shuri, Aneka, M'Baku, and Riri. And finally, to close out this movie, the burning of the funeral clothes along with Rihanna's song playing as the credits roll could not have been a more perfect way to end the movie. Like, this part felt like a full circle moment. And last but not least, we need to talk about that mid-credits scene. T'Challa has a son. Like, let me tell you, like, I was clapping and like fully sobbing, and like the audience was like cheering. I know like what I just said in my last point was like a full circle moment, but like, listen, that circle is so full, it became a sphere. But yeah, as mentioned in the spoiler-free review, I would give this movie a 10 out of 10 Iron Hearts. 10 out of 10 Iron Hearts. The production was top tier, the message was clear, the characters could not have been more lovable, and I'm so glad that I got to see this in a theater. It was absolutely worth the experience, and yeah, I'm just happy that like I get to share that with you guys. So on that note, I think I'm just gonna end the video here, and if you like this spoiler-filled review, please give it a thumbs up. Yeah, what did you guys think of this movie? As I mentioned previously, if you'd like an even more in-depth review of this movie, be sure to check out my spoiler-free review. But other than that, yeah, thank you for watching this review, and yeah, I hope you take care. Bye!